Hey, welcome back to Soul Whispers Tarot. I'm Karen. Today's reading is insanely accurate love messages from your spirit guides. So what do you really need to know about a specific connection that you're in? If you want to know really in depth how your person is truly feeling about you, please check out my Dear Beloved message readings. They're basically a collection of written messages I channeled from the Divine Masculine Collective, written in a letter format. They're about 1,000 words in length. They go into so much depth into how this person's really feeling, what their struggles are, what's really going on with them and your connection. And they're $11.11, that's US dollars, and I've received so much amazing feedback for those readings, so please check those out. The details are below this video in the description box and in the pinned comment. So in today's reading we have 4 sets of cards. Set of cards number 1 is the Ace of Spades with the shell. Set of cards number 2 is the Ace of Clubs with the crown ring. Set of cards number 3 is the Ace of Hearts with the moon. And set of cards number 4 is the Ace of Diamonds with the dice on the number 2. So take some time to tune into the energies of the cards. See which one resonates with you the most. Trust your first instinct. What kind of feeling do you get from each set of cards? Which one just feels right? Which one feels uplifting? That is the card for you. You can pause the video if you need to. I'll leave a few quiet moments here as well for you. Okay, so let's get into the reading. Welcome to set of cards number 1. You've chosen the Ace of Spades and the shell, and this is going to be really accurate messages from the divine, from your spirit guides about your connection that you're in with a specific person. Okay, so I'm doing this reading differently again. I'm not actually using any cards because today I just feel that using the cards are going to be a distraction from the channeled messages that are wanting to come through. So I'm just going to be speaking, I'm going to be listening and like interpreting like the messages from spirit about your connection. Okay, so this person's love for you is immeasurable. You keep asking, how much does this person love me? Do they love me as much as I love them, kind of thing? But Spirit is saying the love is immeasurable because it's endless. So stop trying to place this love in earthly measures or some sort of idea of in your mind about how you can determine how much this person loves you. It's endless, okay, because it's a divine love. The portal to your connection, the portal, that love that you share between your hearts, that creates like a tunnel, a portal, a door into these higher dimensions. And so that portal is so expansive beyond what your humanly self could see. It's like looking through your eyes and you can only see a certain amount until it goes to your peripheral vision and then out of your vision. Okay, so it is you have limits. Your eyes have limits, and so your mind has this belief that there's a limit to the size of this love, but it's immeasurable in your standards or your terms. So it's deeply immense. So they're saying try not to have doubts about that. So this person really loves your smile the way it really lights up your eyes as well, and just the overall, like when they look at your face, it's just like makes them feel so happy. It's like, you know, I'm seeing like a yellow smiley face, like drawing kind of thing, or emoji, yellow smiley emoji kind of face. And the color, like yellow, that warmth, that light, it just feels like really pure, but in a joyful kind of way. And they're really like transported to these higher realms where there's so much less fear and so much more expansiveness. Like they just expand into that place. So they just feel so much warmth, like in their heart, in their mind, in their whole aura, really, when they're in your presence. And there's something about you, like your appearance, that links to that. Maybe their hair color or something. So if you're around this person sometimes in a 3D, it's often in like a situation where maybe there's a lot of people around. So I'm hearing everyone, when they're around a lot of people, puts on some sort of mask, some sort of protective shield subconsciously. And so when you're around this person, maybe there's a lot of other people in some cases, and so everyone's got their masks on, everyone's got their suit of armor on, kind of thing, in certain ways. And so I'm just really hearing they really love like catching glimpses of when that you've taken off the armor. Like if you're like perhaps talking to each other or talking to someone else, and there's like smiling and laughter, and there's like a coming out from behind your walls, even if it's for a split second, coming into a higher vibration of smiling and talking or laughing with someone or them. And that's like a glimpse, that's catching a glimpse of the warmth of like who you really are. And in those moments when they witness that, it helps them feel much more secure in that moment, but within your connection as well, because they catch a glimpse of who you really are, and it's lining up to how they feel and how they interpret that energy between you both. And the reason that they love your smile so much is because when we smile, it's really opening that gateway. In those few moments, you're opening your light, so much high vibrations, like opening your heart. When you're smiling or laughing, there's like this surrender and this openness, and so much like joyful energy comes through, because that's more of the soul energy coming through. And so in your connection, that's extremely powerful. It's also like how we can distinguish when someone's given a fake smile. It's like, you know, deep down it's not a genuine smile, because there's none of that feeling. They haven't really opened like that gateway in that moment, allowing their true like joy to come out. But in your connection, they're feeling like that opening and that gateway and all this light coming through in those moments. When they witness you smiling or laughing. But how much light can you truly handle? That's what they're wanting to know. but they are aware that it's a process as well. Like there is obviously an energy of when you move forward on this path of deeper awakening, deeper surrendering, letting go of fears, and in order to expand into this higher vibration. They know it's a process. It's not just clicking your fingers and all fears are gone or everything's, healed and in alignment with truth, i.e. falseness has fallen away. It is a process. So basically you're going to be able to handle more and more light the further you go along. But it's like one of you's like curious, like how much light can you really handle? And it's like their subconscious, or maybe it's their higher self, is maybe even like testing the other person, not to be manipulative, but it's like how much light, how much truth can you handle? How much courage do you have to receive that and have that integrated into your being, which pushes out more and more of the false self that we used to identify with. And I'm hearing that one of you was drawn to, I'm seeing one of you is like this lighthouse. You're tall, you're sort of risen up in this person's vision above other people or other things. It's like almost like in the judgment card when there's the angel calling like the people to awaken kind of thing. But they see you as like, because you're more connected like to the divine than most people that they've come across in their life to date. It's like they feel this upward energy, this rising into a high vibration. So they see you as like high up, like a lighthouse, and they're looking up to you. So because they're soul family, they recognized the other person's energy quite quickly. I'm hearing they were magnetized to it, and then the one that's been represented like the lighthouse fixed their gaze upon the other person, because they recognized on a deep like soul level that this person does have the right vibration and strength and courage and experience to receive, to like connect and receive all of this energy. How much can you be mind blown so that the false ego, the false mind is shattered and dissolved? How much of that process can you hold? And you're impressing this person because you're proving yourself to be able to hold a hell of a lot of that, and ever increasing so. And that is why the lighthouse is like that beam is shining upon you kind of thing. Are you willing for your ego to die into your true self? That's what you're both being asked by spirit. Are you willing to go through the tower moments of the old self? And each time there's something that gets triggered, it's like you're being faced with, are you going to take a leap of faith? And and courageously ride through the storm of that trigger until it turns to light, it dissolves, and then you've conquered that fear. Because one of you definitely finds that process immensely exciting to do that, to have almost like that adrenaline rush, be like the full cards, taking a leap of faith, diving off the edge in all kinds of manners, in all kinds of ways and layers within this connection. Every time something comes up, which in the past you may have kind of closed your heart down and turned away and gone down a different path and buried that block, that fear deeper down. In this connection, at least one of you, I feel like potentially both of you, actually enjoy that process. It is that like adrenaline rush of taking that leap and letting something fall away, a tower to crumble, so you can leap off the edge into more of your freedom of who you really are beneath all of those blocks. How much does that excite you? So they offer you more light and more love to see how much it does excite you. How much are you willing to be able to receive? This is like a seductive, energetic kind of dance going on here in your connection. Because it's like with all these tower moments, with all this movement, with all this upheaval and shedding, it's like it's so freeing, it's so refreshing, it allows you to become so expansive, and that feels so good. So it's like this dance that feels like scary and like super exciting, all at the same time. It feels euphoric, feels in one way very calming and balanced and healing, and then there's like these triggers, like these sudden spikes of energy to do with fear, and that creates like these spikes of adrenaline when these fears come up, but then the light just breaks through those things. It's like how much of this like pummeling of the soul can you allow yourself to experience for those things to die away, and you become more of like that euphoric state of sense of self, the true self. And to the one who is like this lighthouse, it just feels so amazing to shine out so much light and have the other person be able to receive all of that and just absorb all of that. It feels like deeply fulfilling to the one who's sending so much of that energy down from the divine, because it's allowing for even deeper expanse of that person. And that's how it's expanding both of you. One of you, it's like in the other, allowing you to be received, that gives you expansion. Because you feel like you've had to bottle up so much of your light and your truth for so long, and you felt like there was no real avenue, no one or nowhere to like really allow all of this light, love, truth to come out of you and down and be grounded. There was no way for you or nowhere to express that. But with this person, because they're receiving so much of your light, you feel received, you feel understood, You feel like there's a place or person, a soul, that union of the energy where you're just like, I'm seeing like a river and a dam. You're like the river, but there's been this dam, and this other person is like the tower breaking down the dam, breaking down the wall. And it's to do with like giving and receiving. It's like when the dam's broken, that heart awakening where you're connected and it's flowing again, that allows both of you to expand. Okay, so one final message for set of cards. Number one, what do you really need to know? Okay, so I'm hearing the one who's receiving all of the others' light. They feel wonderful to be the one that is able to hold so much of your light, to see you expand and open up and become stronger because of them being able to do that for you. They are seeing a huge transformation in your energy as well, how much you're lighting up and lightening up and being happier and more joyous. They're seeing much more of that soul truth shining out when they're in your presence, because they're seeing you smiling, laughing, feeling more at ease within yourself, and it just makes them feel so happy that they were the one to be able to bring you back to your radiant true self, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so I really hope that these messages have resonated so deeply with you. If they have, please give this video a thumbs up, write a comment, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye. Welcome to set of cards number 2. You've chosen the Ace of Clubs and the Crown Ring. So these are really, really accurate messages from your spirit guides about your connection. What do you really need to hear right now? And I'm doing this reading differently to normal. I'm not going to be using any cards, but I'm going to be channeling the messages directly from spirit. That's what I'm really feeling called to do today. Okay, so I'm hearing that your person is represented by the 4 knights in the tarot. So that's the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. Okay, so they're not just one of these, they're all 4. And 4 is that number of stability, a firm foundation to be built upon, is what I'm hearing. So, Knight of Wands is, they have a lot of drive, a lot of passion, a lot of confidence, a lot of achievements that they have fulfilled in their life, because they're an old soul, and so they've mastered in many ways how to go for what they want and achieve those things. They have a lot of self-worth because of that. And it's because deep down I'm hearing they've always known that they're this powerful being, because they are very experienced. They have had many lifetimes learning a lot of things and putting that into practice. Okay, so that's the Knight of Wands. So they're also like the Knight of Cups as well. So that's emotional mastery, being accountable for their own emotional well-being, having that confidence in their own emotions, having that confidence when it comes to dealing with difficult emotions. This person's very good at that as well. And I feel it is because they're someone that's deep and goes inwards a lot. So they spend a lot of alone time processing emotions, making sense of things and experiences, and not taking them to heart, processing them through their heart, through a place of compassion. And therefore, this person has a sense of deep self-worth, because they do have a deep understanding that everyone has limitations, including themselves. So if there's a limitation to the amount of love, or the way in which love is expressed or not expressed by someone, perhaps in their family, or it could be anyone, then they're no longer like personifying that. They're not taking it personally. They're realizing that they are this powerful being, and that is who they are in truth. And they're seeing from this higher vantage point that other people's blocks are their own blocks, their own limitations. It's not a reflection of this person's worth. They know their self-worth. So that is why they're more courageous in opening their heart or expressing their heart, because they know it's not personal rejection if things don't go to plan, like how they might want them to, kind of thing. They don't let that karma stick to them any longer. It's like water off a duck's back with this person. So that means this person is has a lot of self-love, the Knight of Cups, okay? And they're also the Knight of Pentacles. So they plant many seeds. This is someone, they have ideas, they have a lot of inspiration, but they ground that, they plant those seeds, they take action on those seeds that they're cultivating, they're growing, they're nurturing, they have the nurturing qualities, they have the patience, like a farmer or a gardener. They plant a seed, they have something they want to grow. They have goals, aspirations, things they want to achieve. So that idea, that seed, they plant that seed, they start taking action, they start listening more to the divine guidance, the way their intuition is directing them. And they have the patience for things to grow. They have the emotional intelligence that's like watering the seeds, watering the plants. And they have the motivation, the passion behind that growth of themselves and of the other. So it grows because they nurture those ideas and they work on all the different steps and all the different layers of bringing that idea into fruition and growth, and like birthing that like into the 3D world. So they're a very grounding force, and I'm hearing that's why, one of the reasons why you're like this yin yang kind of thing, because they ground these higher energies, because they are the higher energies as well. So they're also the Knight of Swords as well. So this is clarity. This is someone who has mastered their intuition, has their third eye very much open. This is someone that has always deep down seen life from a different perspective to everyone else around them. And it made them feel very isolated for a long time, kind of like a hermit. Even if they had a lot of people around them, deep down they felt like the hermit, because they felt like they had to hide some part of themselves, like their true self, because it was very much different to other people. So they were hiding that for a long time. But now this is like the peeling back of the mask kind of thing, somewhat very significantly for both of you. So that is that Knight of Swords that's cutting through illusions, being assertive, being more of your true self, and having the courage and conviction behind that. So I'm hearing that within your connection, for this person who's represented by these 4 knights, I'm now seeing they're all like leveling up, like they're all in perfect alignment, and those 4 energies have merged like into one within this person. Like they're making sense, they're putting the pieces of the puzzles together into one, is what I'm hearing, because there's so much light in this connection that well, this is really weird, but I'm seeing like veins and arteries that have like cholesterol. They've got like clogs into the flow, that block the flow, sort of thing. And so this energy, it's like a laser beam that like just breaks through blocks basically, and just like in those veins and arteries, it's allowing the blood to pump through, it's allowing the energy to flow through freely again, within themselves. They're remembering who they are, things are clicking into place, and so it's like that light within them has like burst through. So this person is very much coming into their personal empowerment, the reclaiming of who they really are. And that is so powerful, beyond what any words can describe. Really, really amazing. I really feel that energy. So I'm seeing like a crown being presented. And this is the crown chakra is being expanded, opened. You're mastering the crown chakra, which is your connection with the divine, your connection with your higher self, soul family, spirit guides, and all the information and light and truth that comes down into you, you align with through that crown chakra. So this is like the mastery of the body, the mastery of like density and karma, the 3D basically. All the chakras like mastery then opens you up so much deeper, I'm hearing, on a much deeper level, to being at one with the divine. So I'm hearing that they've invested emotionally a hell of a lot in this connection. You both have. Feel very, very deeply for each other. So don't doubt that. It's like you two are in your own little world together. It's like as the rest of the world goes about its usual routine, people just still kind of unconscious in many ways, shall we say. Everyone's just going about their usual business. But then you two, it's like, I'm seeing you like, you've risen above that. It's like you're literally like floating above everyone else. You've like risen above illusion in many ways, and you're seeing everything now from this higher perspective, and everything just all these illusions have just fallen away, and it just seems so obvious now, things that you were caught up in and identifying with so much in the past. And it just, that shedding of that old skin is just incredible. So I just see you both just sort of looking down upon your old self, your old lives, and feeling like how amazing it is, the transformation, the amount of transformation that's happened in a really short amount of time. It's really that powerful. So I hope this reading has really resonated with you. If it has, please give it a thumbs up, write a comment, share it, and subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye. Welcome to set of cards number 3. You've chosen the Ace of Hearts and the I love you to the moon and back moon pendant. Okay, so these are very accurate messages, love messages from your spirit guides about a specific connection that you're in. I'm doing this reading differently today. I'm not using any cards. I'm just feeling all these messages coming through, and I just want to freely allow them to come in and me interpret and express them to you. Okay, so I'm seeing a prison, like someone was in prison, figuratively speaking, and I see the other person's going in and taking them out of that prison, taking them into liberation. They'd been in that prison for a long time. It was like a karmic sentence, not in terms of like a punishment, but how we're chained to our fears and how that fear holds us back from being who we truly are and kind of accepting things that aren't for our highest good for a long time. There's a ending of that and coming out of that karmic prison into freedom, into a new world, it seems, because it's almost like an inmate that's been in prison for decades, and then when they come out into their freedom, the world's changed like drastically. Their perspective of life has changed dramatically. There was like the old version of them, and now there's the emerged person. And this is just totally mind-blowing. You know when you have like a moment where suddenly you're jolted into seeing the higher perspective of something, just realizing how big and significant this connection is and how mind-blowing it is, how it's playing out in the 3D, stuff that you would never even be able to imagine. Just mind-blowing. And Spirit is saying, so all that is happening, all that awareness of how amazing and mysterious and powerful this connection is, a lot of things happening behind the scenes that then play out in the 3D. So all this amazing experience that jolts you into this higher reality, and Spirit's saying you're still like doubting the connection sometimes. You know, they're not like telling you off, but it's like a little bit amusing that you're both like still not fully convinced kind of thing, in terms of like fully trusting, perhaps, when fears and doubts sometimes creep into your mind. But this is all part of the process, part of unraveling the wool that's been pulled over people's eyes, the illusions and conditioning of this world. I'm seeing like a blindfold made of wool over someone's eyes, and then the wool just starts unraveling, and this connection's unraveling that much more quickly. The blindfold's coming off. So this is leading to a deeper sense of energetic intimacy, emotional intimacy between you both. Like the unraveling is allowing you to see, feel and experience the higher dimensional experience of this connection. But you're experiencing this in your waking life. You're much more aware that you're this 3D physical being, but your truth is your soul. And there's just much more of an awareness of your soul in your day-to-day life. So wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, you're now so much more aware of who you really are in all of those moments where you were once just going through the motions kind of thing. So this is how your truth is grounding more for both of you. You're just aware in every waking moment of the divine layer to all of this. So that is your new reality, that is your new focus. So in your day-to-day life, that becomes your focus more and more as well. So you start expressing that divinity more in your day-to-day life. With you, they feel that your connection is so peaceful. It helps them rise up above the clouds of illusion, or it's like sitting on top of a really tall hill, looking down at a valley. Your connection makes them feel the peace of that, the peace of being closer to the divine, feeling more connected to the divine, and the peace that that brings. They feel like you are a breath of fresh air because of the truth that you speak, because there's a lot of people that are talking of illusions without realizing it. People that just are more like surface level focused kind of people. This person really needs a deeper stimulation in terms of deeper conversations. That's what excites them. That's what they feel at home with. And I'm hearing it's because they feel so drawn to expansion and new knowledge. And it is because they're such an old soul, so expansive. They have so much wisdom that it's just so easy for them to take in these teachings and absorb them, because deep down they already know all of these things. This is just like a system upgrade, or so to speak, the latest like downloads kind of thing, the latest updates. Getting the memo I'm seeing like a brain with all sticky notes on. This connection is just shining the light on all these sticky notes that this person already knows on a high level, and just reconnecting that with the crown chakra. So like bringing that more into their awareness, like in the human form. It's like the teachings or the wisdom that they're learning, it's just lighting up different areas of the part of their brain that's about memory, stored memory of the subconscious into like the soul memories. The downloads, the information that they're receiving through this connection is really just recalibrating what they already know deep down into that state of awareness where you can really see it for what it is and make sense of it. You can understand it. You can see it from a higher perspective and really understand the deeper workings of certain actions, feelings, experiences. I feel like your energies are reaching out and like giving the insecure parts of them like a hug. There's like a reassuring hug from your soul, your energies into the and really embracing their insecurities. And this will be on like both sides. You're both, your higher selves are doing that for each other. And it's like you're saying to the insecure parts of the other person that it's okay. And I understand, and don't fret, don't worry too much about it. Okay, so I really hope these messages have resonated deeply with you. If they have, please give this video a thumbs up, write a comment, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye. Welcome to set of cards number 4. You've chosen the Ace of Diamonds and the dice that's landed on the number 2. So these are really accurate, powerful messages from Spirit about your connection. What do you need to know about what's going on between you right now? I'm doing today's reading differently. I'm not using any cards. I'm just channeling the messages. I feel really drawn to just receive the messages and send them through to you in today's reading. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that you both have a lot of desire for each other, a desire to be close in all ways. I feel there's a lot of sexual fantasies as well, a desire to feel close in that way as well, on all levels, basically having like that divine expression of the love on all levels. To be so naked and vulnerable in that way would just be so like amazing to experience for them, for both of you, you know, like just feel like heaven on earth, like such a peaceful feeling. And this person feels very uplifted when they think of you, so they're thinking of you pretty much all the time. Just brings them just so much peace and joy, takes them away from their cares of their day-to-day life. Maybe they're feeling a bit distracted at times as well, because they're just resonating and being drawn into and surrendering into this increased love, this divine love that is coming through your connection and healing you both. I'm hearing that their spirit is taking over their life. I'm seeing like a volcano when it erupts, all the lava, that's like the divine truth bursting out, and then the lava comes down the side of the mountains and it goes all over the island. Okay, so this person's divine truth is erupting, it's coming out, and it's changing the landscape. It's overtaking the old way of perceiving this reality, and now they're seeing things through the true eyes, the eyes of the soul that sees everything in its true form. So I'm seeing this person's heart is glowing, like they'll be going around doing their daily tasks, and then they will feel this expansive energy, this feeling of excitement in their heart chakra, or they may feel palpitations, or suddenly their heart rate has increased, and they feel this like pleasurable like pressure in their heart chakra. And this is when both of you are really feeling a lot of joy within this connection, and you're feeling the love, and in those moments the other person can pick up on those feelings. They feel it in their own heart chakra, and then you feel it back from them as well. It's like that infinity symbol, that constant connection where you feel each other's emotions, and those times are just absolutely blissful for this person, and they feel such a deep intimacy with you in those moments. They feel really close. There's this deep sense of understanding, and Spirit is saying try to reconnect to that energy. When you're feeling uncertainties coming up or fears coming up, because that's coming out of that sanctuary where you're connected, and that's going back into your mind, which is on a totally different wavelength. The mind is more in the illusion kind of energy. So try and reconnect. I'm hearing from Spirit, here's some advice. If you're feeling stressed out or anxious or worried about your connection, or something that's happened or will happen, you know, some little bumps in the road, if you're worried in those moments, connect to your heart space and send your person your love and your light, and really feel them receiving and feeling that energy wherever they are, you know, going about their daily business. They're receiving those feelings and that energy, and that will uplift them and start a cycle, you know, of coming back to joy, rather than the cycle of spiraling into like down into limiting thought patterns or fearful thought patterns. Rise up by connecting with your heart space and connecting with your person and the joint energy from that heart space. That is where you will receive like the true answers to whatever questions your mind may have been trying to figure out. But I'm hearing you are climbing that spiral staircase upwards, because you are ascending each step of the way, you know. Baby steps is leading upwards into that higher vibration and aligning more with the presence of your soul within, and living more of your daily life in that awareness. But yes, they wish they could be closer to you. They wish there could be more intimacy. They feel a longing for that. And Spirit is saying, do not worry and think that this love will fizzle out, because it cannot. There's already been such an opening within your hearts. and receiving of this love, experiencing this love. It's really been blooming, and you aligning more and more into that love, that there's no going back from that. You know, it doesn't just fizzle away, because you have become that. You've become more of that love vibration, so that will always stay with you, no matter what may happen in the 3D. This connection is unforgettable. You know, you cannot forget or turn back from such an awakening experience. You know, once you remember, once you see, you can't unsee this higher truth. And I'm hearing this is only just the beginning of your connection. And look how profound it is already. So what you feel is very powerful. Feel the power of that connection, of that love, of that merging, that oneness you feel with that person, the bridge between the physical gap. Feel the power of that. And know that that is just breaking down so many things that have been holding you both back. And that is a powerful forward movement force, is what I'm saying. And it's unstoppable. So just go with that. It's taking you forward. It's rising you up to where you need to be. Your path is going forward in the destined way, in the destined direction. So trust that. Don't feel like you're going to fall off the wagon on the way, kind of thing. It's an unstoppable, like, magnetic force. It's so much stronger than the 3D. So that powerful force is what controls, like, what happens in the 3D. And much more love is being grounded between you both. So I really hope that this message has resonated with you deeply. If it has, please give this video a thumbs up, write a comment, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.